Stream is 25 to 35. That's the average age. Afghans respect the age of Shura's elder meetings, so you'd always get called to sit because he looked older than your platoon sergeant? Huh. Well done. So has anybody completely missed the existence of this game? For just out of curiosity's sake. Because if you don't know what this game is, it's this is Songs of Six. It's a solo dev project on Steam, and it's a kind of weird mashup of a little bit of RimWorld, a little bit of Pharaoh, a little bit of Total War, and a little bit of Grand Strategy civilization building, all in a city builder where you can have like 50,000 people. And it's cool. Twitch is an old service? I mean, Twitch started in 2011. I mean, I made my this Twitch account, which was my second Twitch account, in 2012, March 1st. So my Twitch account is more than 10 years old. So we started this city yesterday. I should post on Discord that we're playing this now. We started this city yesterday. And we're still small. We're getting close to 300 peoples. Our next upgrade will be at 500 peoples, where we will become a mayor. We have 171 orc dudes, 50 dwarf dudes, a couple elf dudes, which I'll grab a couple more of, human people, and a couple of elves. The place itself is, we have a mine back here. We're working on an ore mine. We've got a bunch of livestock farms down here, or a livestock farm down here, 2 giant forestry ranches here. This is all farming, all the way up along here. We got a fishing zone, this little land bridge that goes all the way over to the other side of the map up here, where we're building a secondary town for people to kind of live and work. For this thing over here, this tiny little, what's the word I'm looking for here? Coal mine, and then we're digging out a air space for, I think, more coal? Yeah, more coal deposits. Any stones? Lots of stones. Cut stones, polished stones. Actually, I don't think we have much cut stones. Got the little laboratory right there. We got the boiler. Got a whole bunch of storage, various types of farms, all that jazz. We're also making bread. This wheat down here gets moved up to my bakeries up here and made into bread. Although I'm kind of considering moving the bakeries down here, just whole cloth, just moving them, because I've got those 2 little bakeries. That, or just demolishing those 2 and building a big bakery down here. Actually, I think we're gonna do that. Let's do that. Let's build a big bakery. But yeah, this will also be a good opportunity to show you guys how the construction works. It's pretty simple, really. We're going to attach it to the side of that building. Let's cut this back a little bit. Because we have so many orcs in here, they like non-square buildings, so we want it to be as organic as possible and not square. Oopsies. This all helps to make it organic shaped, instead of square shaped. Like a mechanical reason to not make boxes. Something Dwarf Fortress needs. Then I can put ovens in here. I'll put 2 big ovens in here. And then I'm gonna put a bunch of storage over here. Although actually I can't put those ovens there, because I need to do this. The yellow means that there's sunlight coming through because there's nothing supporting it. So now I can build ovens. Still fit quite a few of these in. And then we can put storage. And then auxiliary ovens need metal, which I don't have yet, which we're working on. But I could import. How much would we need for that? To make it... I'm actually genuinely curious about how much I would need to cram around the edge of this. Hmm. 32, eh? It's not going to increase the efficiency too much, but hey, it's something. We're going to try and import some. We're going to not import wood for a single tick. And we're going to try and import some metal. From this stream. You're welcome, Frederick. I mean, this is definitely a common game to completely lose, or completely miss, rather. Actually, no, I'm not going to be able to afford this. So I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to go into here, and we're going to edit this. Pause time for a sec. Gonna get rid of all this. Maybe not all of this, but we're going to get rid of a bunch of this. I was like, wood's easy to come by, but... storage, not so much. Let's make that a little smaller, actually. She's got a streak of gray, even though she's assumed to be younger than she is. Some even asking if she dyed her hair. A naturally young face, you suppose? Having a baby face is a good thing for that reason. Remember my ex used to always have problems where people would think she was like a decade younger than she was. People would always assume that me and her were like siblings, which was weird. Like, I don't think people generally are, you know, living with their sibling like that in that format. That's just plain strange. Screwed this up royally. I was trying to get doors built in there, but I don't seem to want to do that. Maybe they did. Hard to tell. That were in vogue, like... I feel like that would be... Imagine like having to build an entire fortress out of trapezoids. Good luck. I'll pass. That sounds awful. But also maybe kind of awesome. I don't know. I think I need to make another laboratory. Okay, so they did actually make that. They are making those into doors. Perfect. But yeah, the more people you have, the more ridiculous it just becomes to keep people alive. I'm also going to just plop a longhouse over here. They're probably going to need them. But this will speed up, hopefully speed up the construction of stuff pretty quick. or rather the baking of bread by quite a bit. By just building a significantly larger bread making facility. Good way to do that. Rip all those down, place them with other things. I mean, it'd be weird if it was a short house, wouldn't it? Should probably also put a toilet down here. It's a bit of a mess in here too. Also, thank you very much, by the way, to everybody who's sticking around. Often I lose quite a few people when I jump from one game to the next, so... Interesting. Keep running out of wood. I do have plenty of stone, though. Gonna need to export some bread, I think, because bread's actually valuable. I need, like, some sort of thing that makes me money here. Are you for real? Bread only sells for 8? Oy vey. You know, actually, we're just gonna go back to unmass. Okay, no, not you. Wrong depot. Go back to wood. We're gonna go back to unmass selling fruits. That's what we're gonna do. Import higher amounts of wood. Because those sell... I'm buying those for 16, but the fruit sells for 3. But because I can just sell so many of them, hopefully we'll... We're up to high amounts. Plenty of you? Yeah, we got plenty of stone. Means you're gonna have a... You're a very useful individual in this city. Humans are pretty pissed. Not a big fan of living here, frankly. Not very happy with the environment. Access to food ain't great. Copy the food house to down here. Will mostly be for a bakery. Also, I can probably knock down a bunch of trees. A bunch of them have had the chance to grow again, God forbid. We must cut them all down. It's like, I don't generally need to do this in Dwarfort, the whole, like, just ripping down entire buildings, but I do kind of have to do that in this game a little bit. We also need another laboratory. Except this one I think I'm going to make out of, I think I'm going to make this one out of stone. Grand building, stone building. It's going to be a pretty big laboratory, though, I think. It's going to be made out of stone. It's going to have these nice pillars in the roof. We have these around the edges. It's going to be a very smart building for smart folks. Dwarven engineers became influenced by other races and they meet them in the tower and they can apply their influence over their work. How so? As in, like, they learn skills from them? I mean, right now they just learn dances from them. So that just needs wood. Literally, that's it. This also needs wood. Well, fortunately, they are getting to all of those trees that I told them to chop down, which is good. I mean, I wonder if they already do that, because I know that, like, if you have a lot of people from other settlements in your settlement in Dwarf Fortress, you'll learn their dances and they'll start telling their stories. And because the engravings are stories that they know, I wonder if they do kind of get that. It'd be cool, but it might make dwarves too real for you to be comfortable sacrificing them to Armok. There's nothing wrong with not always sacrificing all your dwarves to Armok. Sometimes I've got forts where I take very good care of my dwarves, and then I have forts where, reckless abandon. Let's go. You know? Really depends on the mood and the fort as to whether or not I'm a kind master or not, I suppose. Well, it's filling slowly. As we slowly run down here and rip all these up. But I'll say this, Gurgi, if that's what drives it too far, I think the more Dwarf Fortress develops, the harder it will be for you to do that, because like a large portion of Dwarf Fortress dev time is just making the dwarves more believable and lifelike. So that might be a problem for you going forward, I would guess. Alright, so this one's just going to be for bread, I think. There we go. That bakery's now up and running, which means it's going to use a lot of wood. But it's also going to give us a lot of stuff to export. Well, got more wood inbound. We're going to import less wood and export more fruit. Fortunately, they are actually getting fruit back to us. We really, really, really need a hospital right now because people keep getting injured and I don't have time to or the ability to keep them alive or to keep them from dying. But I did unlock a physician yesterday. But this thing requires cut blocks and shelves. Which require tools. Is that weapons? What I thought. Should stop clicking go to site. You know what? It's fine. We'll just have a low quality physician for now. What? Oh. Never mind. It literally needs one of those picky ones that literally needs everything. Huh. Should have guessed that a physician's office, of course, would need everything. Well, might as well queue that up. Trying to think, what were we talking about before I started streaming this? Because like we were talking about something, and now I can't remember what it was at all. Alright, so that mine's now done. Oh, this is a problem. Don't have anywhere near enough workers. Got 27 employees, well that's the problem. Go from 27 down to 8. Means my output of bread is going to drop significantly, but... So Smithy makes armor and weapons. Genetics and people looking younger and older than they are. And genetics is a fun Dwarf Fortress topic. Metal smelter. Okay. This is what we need. Can I build these outside of a wall in here? I kind of wonder. I kind of wonder. Costs a lot of wood to make this, though. Bet you we could just put it underground down here. Yeah, we can. That's kind of rad. The efficiency kind of sucks currently, though. Means I could probably just bump this up. Give them a bit more of an auxiliary furnace. More of an auxiliary furnace, a bit more of an auxiliary furnace. And a little bit more of an auxiliary furnace. That'll be fine. You wish GF's genetics didn't end up being so homogenous this times. They have to actually got dominant and recessive genes, but everyone just ends up Sandy Toe. Yeah, Long Death's a good example of everyone just ending up Sandy Toe. But, yeah, I don't disagree. Might need more furnace. I mean, this is just smelting. We're taking all this ore that we're mining right here. I actually don't know if this is enough ore to be worth mining, but there's more stone up there. Nothing down there in those caves. How about up here? Oh, there's fancy ore up there. Ton more stone. That's all really fancy ore. It's basically this game's adamantine. Although there's nothing crazy underneath it. It does actually have disease. It's just not disease in the way that you'd think it's disease. They can actually get, like, permanent afflictions, which is disease, but it's not disease in the way that you're describing disease. So you're right. I'm just doing an actually for, I don't know, reasons. Because it does actually have diseases. Tell that to my entire fort that got a strange fever. Technically. Hey, there we go. We're actually going into the net positives now. This is probably way too much furnace. Just gonna throw that out there. I love that the traders here in this map show up in the caves. Because I think we're almost completely encased by this, and so they show up in the caves because it's closer. The tiny little dots just come flying in via the caves. It's just funny. I love that the only people that are 100% loyal are the elves, because there's only 7 of them. It's just kind of funny. Still need mushrooms and eggs. Physician still needs a ton of shit. And that laboratory is almost done. I love how I have minus 37 technology. It's like if you don't have enough people working in your laboratories, and then later if you don't have enough people maintaining your books in the libraries, you actually go into negative tech in this game, and then eventually you start losing technology, which I think is kind of amazing. It's actually one of my favorite, like, research mechanics in a video game, is like, you'll actually start losing tech pretty quickly in this game if you don't have enough people working tech. Thanks for the penny. Person who just gave me a penny. Chat, can I get a beer for a penny? I mean, actually, goddamn, I wish I could get a beer for a penny. You know what I mean, though. Also, hey, Sideways. Oops. Pouring more coffee. Because it is 5 p.m. It's time for my 5 o'clock coffee, you know? 8 hours into stream. I oddly enough, I have about 10 cents in pennies in my drawer right now. I went to America and I had $50 cash and some people gave me change. Not thrilled. But unfortunately, it just kind of is what it is. I need to sneeze. Maybe I don't. The problem that we're currently facing. You got a pile of pennies? Oh, really? Or 2 pence? You don't want your hands to stink like that? No, I agree. Wings are dirty. Although you could get like a little container of sanitizer and like some water and wash them. I've definitely done that before. I've definitely washed pennies in the past. Okay, so this thing's getting constructed right about now. About all that we need. Problem is, I'm about to need to employ more people. Just leave them on people's desk at work. You have to have work to go to be able to do that. Face up for good luck. It's kind of like a curse more than good luck, I would say. Yeah, we're starting that up. That's the thing that we need. All right, masonry. That's a coal mine back there. The diamond mine up there. That's the fancy materials mine. So where's the... Oh, there is a stone deposit right there. Guess I should just, you know, honestly, I should dig into the mountain right around here. Maybe don't even. Dig into the mountain up here. And just build a stone deposit up there. Till then we should just clear rock. Stone's way too easy to acquire in this game. Dig into mountain. There we go. Will do. This isn't even that good of an ore deposit. Old tradition were to flip tails up pennies to leave them something and leaving them somewhere better than you found it. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in an era where Canada had pennies, but we killed off pennies quite some time ago. I'll be honest with you, I don't even remotely miss them. Pennies were just kind of awful in the era that they existed over here. I kind of hated them, and I know I'm not alone on that. Most people kind of hated them. And I'm glad that they're gone. I think that they were largely just a waste of people's time. I think that Canada is generally better off for not having pennies. To the point where, like, it's one of those things that I genuinely don't understand about why, how people get so uptight about, like, the removal of pennies. Quite a lot of people, actually, when pennies in Canada got killed, were just like, pennies! Like, how can you not live without pennies? It's like, well, pretty easily, actually. Believe it or not. Trying to figure out where all of the jobs are because we've got a bit of a labor shortage. Again, a worker shortage. Every now and again, you hit these thresholds in this game where suddenly you just get, like, huge influxes of new people, and that's what we really need. We just kind of need a huge influx of new people. I mean, it really is just like an argument to get rid of physical money, pennies. A treasury report saying that 5-cent coins cost 6 cents to make. Yeah, that checks out. I mean, was that back when they were still silver? Or is that, like, once they became nickel? I might actually buy a bunch of slaves. I don't generally do that, but... I can slowly try to free them, too. They want allowance to cut stone. Just give them allowance to stone and furniture. If I can make these guys a little happier. Give them access to fancy materials once I have them, access to wood, and access to cut stone once I get it. Hopefully that'll increase these guys' general happiness. It seems to have not. I think it just like lowered their loyalty. Oh, no, it's increasing. Actually, rather rapidly now. That's what we needed. Sweet. Give them access to things to make their homes nicer, and they like you a little bit more, turns out. Therefore, it was nickel. Gotcha. They do get used for quite a while? Certainly, yeah. Pennies go into circulation for quite some time, but I think you might be underestimating just how much stuff they have to put into circulation, you know? Humans seem to be quite happy with absolutely nothing being allowed to them. So we'll let the humans continue to just be absolute slobs. And you guys... Well, actually, we can give you guys some clay allowances. Can't quite give them clay pots. I'll be able to give them gems as soon as they're available. The thing is, I just need more laborers. So we're currently at just like a massive deficit of odd jobbers. We need 333 people to actually fill all of our jobs, and we only have 306. Or 5 that are capable of doing work. Chat room investments are open if you want to invest your tickets, by the way. They've been open for a bit, but nobody tried, so. Also, I gotta say, which we played last night, Gloomwood. Gloomwood was good. I recommend Gloomwood. We did finish it, after all. All right, well, we've made a little bit of money. Let's import some tools. Can't afford much, but we'll import what we can. Because getting that clinic done will be a huge boon for us. Fortunately, plenty of them have stuff for sale. Also, our research tree is taken off. Let's see, what can I put that into? Quite expensive for the jeweler. Could just make paved roads. Small thing. Have less maintenance and upkeep and more satisfaction and a higher level of move speed. Paved roads. What else can we grab while we're in here? Teach your foresters to do it more efficiently. Sure, why not? Let's also grab better forestry. All right. Let's make stone roads. Stone, you're being made into a road. Hope that you're okay with this. I've now asked your permission. It was inevitable. Very good use. which will probably actually increase like the how happy with the environment the general dudes are. So chat room, I've just been rambling about this game for a little bit. I'm curious, what games have you been playing? What have you been up to? A bunch of stuff's been announced recently and some stuff's been released recently. You been playing anything interesting? Where did that carpenter go? Oh, they're all down here, right? Also doesn't help that there's constant injuries happening on the work sites. Why would I judge you for playing League of Legends, dude? I got 12,000 hours in that shit. Spyro? Oh, did you buy that Reignited trilogy? Curious how you're liking it, actually. I only ever played the Spyro on the Game Boy. Game Boy Advance Spyro. I remember liking it. It was fun, but it was a long time ago that I played it. Dwarf Fortress, waiting for Dwarf Fortress playing Factorio. I mean, to be fair, I think like Harn Adams has like a good chunk of hours in Factorio, so. And Dyson Sphere program. You definitely didn't just download this? Did you download the full game or the demo? Because the demo is the full game. It's just a few versions behind. Just played some American Truck Simulator. I know FG was playing that this morning. Wanting some more updates? Yeah, Dyson Sphere seems like a neat thing. I don't like conveyor belt games. They just hurt my brain and feel like work. But I understand why people like them. It's one of those things where it's like, ah, yes, I understand this, but I have no interest in playing it. Burnt out on Factorio. Gonna play very similar maybe not very similar. Gonna play similar factory game instead. I mean, fair enough if it works. Did we buy those tools yet? 32 out of 56, so I've bought some tools. I'm surprised how many people are buying fruits here. I didn't think that we'd do so well. Also, to anybody who is newer here, because I know some people in chat right now are a bit newer, I generally work on the assumption that if you like one game that I'm playing, you'll probably be at least passively interested in all of them. At least passively, because I kind of have a bit of a shtick. You'll figure out what that shtick is quite quickly. We're very bottlenecked on wood. You know what? Let's make another export depot. Let's actually make 2 more because I got other products I want to sell. Which are also going to take a while to build, but hey. In Captain of Industry, it goes white, yellow, purple. I've been watching Haas play Battle Brothers. So that's on your list. I played a little bit of Battle Brothers. Never got heavily into it. I played it during early access. I generally watch Northern Quarter play Battle Brothers because he's my Canadian friend streamer. I like watching. But yeah, that's generally a game that I watch more than a game that I play. Vive la fraîche, yes. I need to get lunch with him again. Every time I go out to Vancouver Island, I try and get lunch with good friend. Because he's a good dude. Wow, you were up late today, Rolf. You sleep well. Why else do you think I have this outrageous accent? Mr. NQ. We've made a whole lot of brick roads, which hopefully will make the city walkable, and pleasant. I had a thought. Are you newer then? And then I remembered you have a sword nowadays. Yeah, no, you're not new to the stream anymore, Stone. I know that you like to think that you're new to the stream, but you followed the channel back in 2020. You've had a 29-month subscription. Yeah, you've been around a while. Many historical love, definitely. I love how he's literally become like a weird character streamer. I don't know, who are you again, Armor? Crypto old indeed, sir. I love how they light little candles in their houses. Working late this week? I noticed. Well, have they finished gathering all the tools for this yet? Almost. Once this has 56 tools on it, then I can go back to importing... Well, actually, yes, I can go back to importing wood. I might actually just import a couple cut blocks. Oh, there's 16 tools right there. Yes, okay, so we do have enough. Let's import some blocks. Which they should, again, import pretty quickly. I've been lurking for a long time. Yeah, no, I've seen your name before. I mean, you've definitely spoke in the chat before. The thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that most streamers, including myself, have apps and extensions and software to kind of have a pretty good idea of who's watching the stream. Like, even if you never say a word in the chat, I probably recognize your name. But yes, you are definitely a lurker, Esol. Let's just speed this up a little bit. What else can we grab? We grab pottery, that'd be helpful. We need 1,200 for a hospital. Big Brother's always watching. Am I Big Brother now? Suppose so. Trust me, I'm the least concerning thing that could be watching. I also don't have a big brother, so if somehow a big brother of mine was watching, that would be very strange. Like, genuinely, that would be concerning and strange. Sell off some of our wheat. Well, they brought slaves. Unfortunately, I literally can't afford any. I don't think. Yeah, I don't have the money to get slaves just yet. You should have a twin. Oh, did they not survive or something? Well, 6 months younger than, let's see. That would be pre-you. Preemie. Interesting word to read. How you doing today, Orange? Oh no, my subcount's covering stuff. That way. I do love how, like, foodstuffs actually gets used up by throwing it at the speaker. Genuinely amuses the hell out of me. Put that in there. Let's copy the toilets. And let's just give them an open toilet setup right here. I'm sure they'll love it. Nah, actually, I'll be a little bit kinder. Give them... toilet back here. Which they'll get around to building eventually. Just like they'll build that furniture eventually. Emergency C-section, you just happen to be the one that survived the incubation chamber 1 month premature. Oh, wow. Damn. It's kind of sad. Life's brutal, eh? Just get rid of that one for right now and move the materials over to that. Mostly just wood that we're waiting on once again. Nope, don't remove that room. Got some blocks heading in. Literally just wood that we need. I could just go chop that down, but I legit just don't have enough workers. All right, let's just shut down this grain farm. Just deactivate this one. We need the extra workers. Same with this one. We'll deactivate that one too. We'll deactivate the bakery. I need the extra hands. Get those other jobs up and running, especially considering we're still early in the year. Might as well just work through it for a year and go back to what we were doing. You were too stubborn. You were too stubborn and too stubborn as a baby to not make it. Well, I mean, it's kind of sad, but it's one of those kind of sad things where it's like, interesting. Also, it's probably more sad for someone on the outside hearing the story for the first time than it is for you. So, like for you, it's probably totally fine, I guess. These are all dwarfy homes in here. Considering they're the only people that are short on housing right now. You lost sleep over it when you found out? Oh, really? You didn't find out until like later in life? Yeah, true. I feel like an 8-year-old would like be kind of mortified. I would say that's a pretty understandable reaction, actually. Also, if anybody's installing this game for the first time right now and needs help, shout. And I do recommend trying the demo if you do want to try it. Because like I said, the demo is the full game. It's just the full game from a couple versions ago. Because it's an early access game and it's always updating, the features get smoother. So you try the demo, you'll get a really good idea of what the game is, but with like, just assume that it's that, but with better, more modern features. Okay, Okay, so we need another shipment of cut stone, and then we can build that. And then we'll have the physician's office, which is essentially... literally just need one more shipment inbound. I currently have no money. Sell fish. How many people are buying fish? Plenty of people. You re-dyed your hair as orange again? Well, that's good. I generally prefer to relive my hair, but you know, if you want to re-dye your hair, I mean that's your prerogative. Wow. I mean, if you're not getting knee slappers, is it really a blind IRL stream? This is why I'm not a big famous streamer, is because people hear me make my jokes and they go. And then it ends. Alright, so we can get that for sale. Thought I had more fish available to be sold. Turns out I don't. Do, however, have a lot of leather I can sell. Make sure there's some going outbound. It doesn't hurt you're not doing it right. Why? I can't respond to that with anything except for that's what she said. So... assuming it's between two consenting adults. Anyway, But the pigment was always way stronger than you expected, so you used a very small amount of dye with your conditioner. So does that mean you're like shiny, bright orange now, or just orange? Just don't have enough money to buy more blocks. Hey, there's a trader coming in. There we go. Now we get more money because they're buying all of our furs. So we're selling them at 9 a pop. The price just went from 10 down to 9. Because we're flooding the market now with furs. And hopefully that'll get us... Sweet. We're now getting 192 more cut stone inbound. It's exactly what we need. And then I can go back to just importing wood. Went out for a walk and the construction worker thought you were stealing a traffic cone. Please tell me that's a joke, because even if it's not, that's still fucking hilarious. Also, fun fact about the inbound trader. See if we can spot him. Nope, that's just a rain cloud. Sometimes you can literally, like, see them traveling in. Oh, that was probably him. Oh, no, this was just one leaving with my stuff. There should be another one showing up soon. There's two in different directions. We just got what we needed. So we saw them leaving with my furs. Ah, here he comes. This is the trader with the cut stone. You can actually see them coming in off the side of the map. And they fly over. Get over here, you weirdo. There he is, see? Just like that, we buy all that cut stone. Once he's done unloading, we can now swap this back to wood. And now they can bring it over here and finish building this. I've stolen a good few milk crates. I've never stolen a traffic cone, though. I feel like that's a solid, like, crime to commit whilst inebriated. Stealing a traffic cone. That is a solid crime to commit. Maybe even one of the best crimes to commit while inebriated. Okay, so that needs 8 workers. Now I'm hoping that they'll just go into here when they get injured instead of going to God fucking knows where. These guys have toilets now. They've got all of the stone that they need over there. We just need wood. Let's try and clear trees again. It's been like a year. There's people arguing outside. Apartment life, lads. On the way back from the pub is a rite of passage. Traffic cone, milk crate, you know, small things that really won't be missed. I feel like if you got an officer's phone number at a checkpoint, she should probably be fired. Like, I feel like that's not a professional thing to do while on the job. Doesn't matter if you're sober or not. But maybe I'm off base there. All the green guys here are the people working that gig in this mine. Like, probably goes through that a lot. Yeah. Also, flirting with a random officer, flirting with somebody while they're working is like almost always considered just straight up harassment. You're mostly laughing at yourself. I mean, sure. Dude, I would love a garden gnome. Like, I really wish I could acquire a garden gnome while inebriated. Generally, I just acquire Subway, and then the next morning I realize I have Subway. Although, my recent best inebriated purchase, which I've discussed on this stream multiple times, is I went out to one of my favorite areas with a couple breweries. Got fucking plastered. This was like the day after my birthday. I got fucking plastered, and then woke up the next morning at home with zero recollection of how I got home. And yeah, I had a bag of oatmeal. Like a 2-kilogram bag of like Quick Oats, which I'm still working my way through. Yeah, okay, well, is that a person you work with? Though, Squug? If it's somebody that you're working with, then that's different. Like, if it's somebody that you're working with, that's fine. It might end up being awkward. But I'm talking about just, like, randomly flirting with people that are at their job when you're not at a job. Unless I just completely misread what Squug said, which I think I did. But yeah, anyway, so I woke up with oatmeal the next morning. I was actually surprisingly not hungover the next morning. Yeah, I read your sentence sideways, apparently. Just, this is why you wait until the cute barista's on their break before you hit on them. Come on. Which I've definitely done. Does the stork have a part-time giving hungover oats? I don't know, dude, but like, I don't, the funny thing was, I don't carry cash. Right? That's the first thing. I don't carry cash. Second thing, there was no charges on my credit card or on either of my debit cards for either of the banks that I'm with. And I don't have any gift cards. So there's no way I made it out of that, made it home that day without stealing that somewhere. Yes, I am literally an oat thief. And don't worry, this wasn't a time that you and me got whiskey anywhere, Pods. Speaking of Pods, we need to go get whiskey sometime. When do you want to go get whiskey? We should do that again before the weather turns to crap. Let's grab more humans. Problem is I need a whiskey budget. We don't super have right now. I don't not have it, but... You're ordering a Steam Deck Saturday? Ooh. I've heard a lot of people have been getting those quicker than they expected. No more unnecessary spending. Implying a Steam Deck is necessary. I guess for moving, actually, a Steam Deck would be really nice to have. You can make time? Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm free. So time isn't really an issue for me. As long as it's not on a day I stream, time really ain't an issue. The soundtrack for this game's kind of great, yeah. I don't know who wrote it, but it's very Witcher. Because your laptop doesn't run much? Well, that's good. It's easy to catch. Well, it looks like the physician's office is doing its job. That seems good. When you were younger, oatmeal made you feel nauseous and you never wanted it. Now you kind of crave it. I love oatmeal. Dwarf Fortress is considered a necessary purchase. Fair. I wonder if that's just like a little kid's gut thing. Because I know that that's like a very real thing. Kids don't have as good digestion as adults. Once this is done, this will speed up quite a bit. I generally ate instant oatmeal as a kid. As an adult, I don't. I eat instant oatmeal. I eat like oatmeal, which I think does a lot better for me than instant oatmeal. I like the description of schools. Fill impressionable young minds with skills for high education work. Or indoctrinate them to be loyal through tough times. Temples, could build tombs, could learn about corporal punishment. We should get basic decorations because they're cheap. Make people happy. Grab torches. Probably rest home. Your retirees need some extra entertainment to fill their life. Let's grab jewelers. There's reason to go after those gems. Just need that done. But we're getting there. This tree grows back its trees. This island grows back its trees so quickly. Significantly faster than anywhere else. Cornflakes were coated in sugar, at least the justification. That seems like a racket. As an excuse for why cornflakes would be covered in sugar. Because cornflakes are covered in sugar so that kids like it, and then they ask their mom and dad to buy it for them more. And then people who make cornflakes make more money. So. Kimchi for breakfast once. Was the back of the queue and pushed. Oh, really? Not a fan of kimchi for breakfast? I mean, over the weekend when I was talking to somebody, I had to compare cannabis use to craving sugar. They were like, are you addicted to weed? And I was like, not really. No. Like, I crave it, but like, it's about the equivalent of craving cheese. It's like, I certainly like it, and I enjoy it. But I ain't addicted to it. As bad as breathing? I don't crave breathing, I absent-mindedly breathe. Right, well, let's stop selling that. Let's go to selling fruits, and then up here, sell vegetables. And sell what's in our warehouse, and that's it. We're now selling twice as much stuff. Our output has doubled. What, my addiction to breathing? I mean, I could imagine life without it. It would suck. And be pretty short, actually. Yeah. I could, in fact, imagine life without breathing. And it would probably suck. Really need to make this place less dependent on wood. Really, it's super dependent on wood. Actually making this take way longer than it needs to. I give him 9 minutes? A life without breathing. Yeah, about 9 minutes long. It's just like the sentence of, well, you know, everybody who breathes dies. If you didn't breathe, you sure you would die? There we go. They're finally building the damn smithy. Dwarves are going to love it. They're going to love it. As of a little after 4 minutes. Yeah, that's about what I thought. Oh no, somebody died in a brawl. We had somebody killed in an angry rage. How unfortunate. So these guys are going to store all this stuff that they're mining right there. And from there, it's going to go over here. Although I'm not going to need to run this anywhere near capacity. I've built this super big to future-proof it. So this is going to be our smelter factory, quite literally. It's going to be a huge factory. A factory with a toilet next to it, which I'm sure smells great. All underground, entirely in this big old cave. There it is. So how many people will this employ? 60? Okay, let's not auto-employ this. Let's drop this down to 18, I guess. Let people fill that puppy up. And then right next to that, I'm going to make a warehouse, which isn't going to have any walls. It's going to just go down here. And this is entirely going to be for metal. That CPR occurs rather quickly. Yeah, no, I mean, if someone stops breathing, they're in trouble. I learned recently that sloths can apparently hold their breaths for an extremely long time. Yeah, for 40 minutes. I just had to Google search it. Sloths can hold their breaths for 40 minutes by slowing their heart rate down. Which I also read that apparently sloths can, not only can they like hold their breath for a really long time, but they can swim faster than they can swim faster than they can move normally. But that does lead me to wonder, can they hold their breaths for so long because they actually swim really badly and they just sink to the bottom and they just kind of walk along the bottom to the other side? That's kind of how I imagine a sloth swimming, is that they would just plop into the water, sink to the bottom, and then just kind of crawl to the other side of the lake and then swim back and just crawl out. They're more dangerous than people think. Well, I mean, they do have big fucking claws. And to take a line from a friend of mine, have you ever seen a sloth poop? They shoot out very big logs, is why I say that. It's funny, it says that this needs cut stone, and that we've put 500 of 500 there, but I have nowhere near enough cut stone for that. Weird. Started from scratch, gotcha. Well, welcome back. I mean, I did say I'd be playing this. So. Well, can't afford slaves even if I wanted them. Currently getting our underground city stuff building. Also need to get my military training again, but I mean, there isn't much to it. It's pretty small. We have like some currently disabled fields and some baking stuff, vegetables and fruits, some outgoing trading, housing, carpentry, which is partially disabled right now. Boyer, research, more research, military, over in here inside the wall, little dwarfy colony, and mine and smithy and soon to be storage for the output of that. And then up here on the top side, there's this, which has some more housing. And then up in here is a coal mine. So. Have I made diagonal buildings? Do you see any diagonal buildings? Platypus? Aren't platypuses like super poisonous? Venomous, poisonous. I know that there's a difference, but same thing. I'm offensive and annoying. Almost the same thing. I mean, I make things the way that I want. So no, I haven't made diagonal buildings because I don't really want to. More of a circle and right angle kind of person. It's okay, I can't English and it's my first language. Bretonians need space. Yeah, I saw a platypus once in a zoo, and never since. Got warehouse storage for coal, but for some reason they're not doing anything with it. Do I not have anybody set to mine it? Oh, that would be why. Gonna need to make charcoalers, I think. That or start importing coal. Maybe we could just do that. Not actually that expensive. We'll just import some coal. It's cheaper than wood. Although I feel like most mammals are mammals of spare parts. It just purely depends on like what your definition of spare parts is. I remember reading an anecdote once that the worst part about the platypus venom is while experimenting with the pain is just one of the worst of all venoms. It will make you through despite it just wanting it to be over with. That sucks. It sounds like a lot of snake venoms where it's just like, oh yeah, it just puts you into excruciating pain. Why? Because reasons. Make a tavern. That'll help. Trying to think where I could put the tavern. All this stuff's getting put away. It's that time of year. I like how the furniture in the tavern is optional. Make it out of stone. Maybe stone with like wooden pillars. I think that could be kind of cool. There we go, let's do that. and that, and that. And then... Oh, can I not make wooden pillars? I don't think... Actually, I think I can't. That's a shame. I've got some hiccups. All right, so you... A little bit of that. Do need tables. Wouldn't be much of a tavern without tables, now would it? And over here we'll place knickknacks. Up here we'll place knickknacks. And for doors, we'll just do nice big doors down there. Just like the number of 2 to numerologist, it refuses to behave by the rules of prime numbers half the time. Well, good thing it's divisible by 1 and itself. Because half the time it's behaving and half the time it's not. That was my crappy attempt at a math joke. I hope that you enjoyed it. You know, I think the game has made crime rate significantly higher than it used to be. Like, crime is actually like something I have to, like, I'm kind of staring at now. Last time I played this, it's like, oh, I've got 98% non-crime rate. And then it would occasionally just, like, spike like crazy. Can I cut more trees? Don't need to, because there's wood everywhere. It's a matter of them taking the time to do things. You know, I kind of just want to shut my arms down for like a year. You know what? Let's shut down our farms for a year. Let's do that. I have to keep an eye on my food supplies, but it gives me a ton of extra labor to build up everything. Then we can start things back up. So I want to get this tavern built, and I want to get that storehouse over by the mines built. I want to get those 2 things done. I'll have to keep an eye on my farms. I don't like slavery in video games, so I don't really participate in that mechanic, period. Also, I've never found food to be an even remotely large problem in this game, and everybody likes eating normal food, so I just give them that. Like, I quite literally just will never do that. There's certain things that I just don't like doing in video games. Oh, it's very easy. You literally go to the slaves menu and you click the free button. But then you get to deal with high crime rates for a bit. So I just don't generally bother with the slaves mechanic in this game at all. It's a pain in the ass all around. I'd rather have slower progression and just not worry about it. The only race in this game that I've had that I've enslaved were these bug dudes, but that was, or these little reptile dudes, not the bug dudes, these guys. But that was just to have a quick military. Most of them died in the fighting, and then I let the rest go. I don't like it because of the way it makes my Twitch chat act, generally. Because I'm not a fan of games being edgy for edgy's sake. And they're not, the mechanic isn't beneficial enough in this for it to be really worth using. If that makes any sense. All right, let's get this stuff moved. There we go. Like, it's largely the reason I quit playing RimWorld so much, was just because I hated the way it made my chat act. It's like, if the thing that I've learned about streaming over the years is that if the games that I play make me not want to communicate with my chat, it's going to be a crappy stream. And that's what happened to RimWorld a long time ago, and it also, you know, I kind of worry about this game a little bit, but generally this game's a bit abstract enough that it's not really an issue. This game doesn't really have the insufferable memes that other games do. It'll probably get there, though. Never played RimWorld? Really? I mean, it's got kind of the same appeal as this, to be honest. It's just a bit more intimate with the details, I suppose. You like larger scale games? Gotcha. You'll like Dwarf Fortress when that releases. I need to get up here, get all this stuff. Look at this extremely dense Scythian ore dump, or whatever the hell it is. That's gonna be money when we get to that. Money, money, money. Right, so you emit 58. Okay, so I don't need as many people working this. In fact, we can have significantly less. I feel like I would be able to tolerate the weird shit more orange if I had a bigger stream. But because I don't, it's really difficult to tolerate the weird shit because I just sit there and stare at it all day. Like, there's kind of no alternative. It's like I just have to stare at it. Not a big fan, unfortunately. They had undead population in this game? Dev's got lots of stuff planned, don't you worry. Although I kind of like that this game's a lot more low fantasy. Like, yeah, it's got fantastical races that you can have, like fancy species. The thing that it doesn't have is it doesn't make them, like, too much larger than life, if that makes any sense. Like, they're believably fantastical, you know what I mean? Do I use nobles? Yeah, I use nobles. In fact, I think I got one that I can assign, so thanks for reminding me. Sure, Bryn Jerkmeister is going to be our Master of Mines. Although I need to give them housing. These nobles need special housing. I have a feeling this is going to end up being a Dwarven dominant settlement just because of all of the mines industry that we're building. But yeah, I've used the thing about nobles is as you unlock these different levels and titles, you actually unlock stuff to use as buffs for your next fort or your next civ, I guess. So yeah, I try and do my best to get nobles up and running. That uses, this makes jewelry. I think that's gonna be our industry. We're gonna make jewelry. Let's build this. And once again, don't need walls. Millionaire, thanks for the raid. Your stream was good. Guess we gotta get in the habit of raiding, hey? How was Total War? You guys don't know Bellinaire. Friend of mine. Friend of the channel. Friend of the stream. Part of my Twitch team. Plays a fun variety of video games. Likes Warhammer and other video games. I recommend giving his channel a follow. It's quite a bit of metal bars, but we're working on it. Also need to make a... It was totally a war. Well, that's good. Oh. To unlock gem mines. Go figure. Thought I did that already. Alright, well, I can safely cancel this. I apparently don't have enough tech to unlock a gem mine, which is a bit annoying. Still not fully used to the changes surrounding tech trees in this game, where they added in tech trees that weren't just passive bonuses. Oh, did he stream super late, Mad? I get you. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Total War certainly has that effect on people. Let's just finish building this thing. Building this tavern right here. This will help, hopefully, people's opinions of this place a bit. Is it gonna just keep giving me those person was injured at a job site blah notifications for all eternity? Because I'm starting to think it is. A little bit annoying. Wish it would stop, to be honest. I'm trying to upgrade your lab to level 2. I think I liked the old paper system better. It's a little bit less grindy. The system's a bit grindy. Did I unlock work safety? Nope. What's that? Don't be silly. go. Got some animals for sale. Selling fruits again. We don't have alcohol available, unfortunately. But I'm hoping I can import some, so... Problem is we're currently just spending all of my importing money on coal. Because oddly enough, it was cheaper than wood. Does it increase crime? Only if you force them to mingle. Which I do. It's okay. It gives you plenty of piles for the stockades. Alright, well. I wasn't gonna do this, but I guess we'll do smithies. I think honestly one of the biggest issues that this game has right now is that not enough people play it. It's really hard to get like detailed advice on how to play it. There really isn't anybody who's played it enough to be like a tutorial mastermind on YouTube, and there really isn't anybody who's played it enough to make a wiki. The result is you just kind of just figure shit out. Makes things kind of difficult. That'll do. Yes, there's interactions with the world map. In the world map, if you get far enough to have full-scale armies that are big enough to theoretically kill other people, you can stock your armies up with rations and send them out onto the world map and then fight with stuff. I got to that point once and was successfully able to attack another town, at which point we all died. Because they had better gear than us. We had gear, it just wasn't very good. And we clearly didn't have enough of it. So I lost a huge number of people, and that kind of took the wind out of my sails for that particular save. So yes, you can. I'm surprised you never heard of it. This game gets like 0 press. There was like one PC Gamer article written about it, which was literally just, oh, hey, this game lets you simulate racism creepily well, which is very true. But I think it's kind of interesting in this same way that Crusader Kings is kind of interesting, as long as people don't be shitheads about it. My biggest concern is that there are certain YouTubers that could like review this game that might just make the community completely insufferable overnight. Genuinely worried that that's going to happen, but I'm hopeful it won't. And if they do, that it'll just get good reviews from certain YouTubers, and then it'll sell a bunch of copies and just do real well, and people will still be amicable, but you never know. A little worried. Yeah, it's exactly who I'm referring to. I prefer if people don't just blatantly promote people I don't like in my chat, so try and not reference that dude, but yes. You know who I'm talking about, with no names mentioned. Hi, new here, I'm blind. It's okay. Just kind of like blanket rule in random streams. If you're new to a stream, don't just like randomly name YouTubers and other streamers. Just kind of a common courtesy thing, you know? Hobo's also new here. Brand new, never seen this guy before. Looking at other people that stream the game, there's like nobody who does actively anyway. There's the occasional YouTube video though. Yeah, I don't know. I generally I'll just put it this way. I don't respect people who weaponize their audience. And the problem with people who weaponize their audience is they also weaponize their audience into other people's comment sections. So it's just like, I don't like people who weaponize their audience. And I also don't like it when, like, their fan base is just like, hey, let's just self-promote this person everywhere. Because it's just like, okay, number one, you weaponize your audience, which ain't cool. And two, your audience just blatantly self-promotes you everywhere, and it's awkward all the time. You just want to play, yeah, it's fair. It's funny, I used to have a job where I had to talk with people all the time, and then eventually I quit that job. And so now I don't have to talk to people all the time, but however, I now have this job where I have to talk to people all the time, but at least it's the kind of talking to people that I like doing, which is nice. You'd be surprised how many people disagree with that take, though, Gurgi. So new, yeah, very much. So new, I've never met you. Okay, looks like we're just gonna be importing coal for a while. Let's export hide. And hide from the competition. They're all buying our fruits. Basically just like an orchard settlement at this point, which is kind of neat. Yeah, you can extend the size of anything, pretty much. Like, they start off super small and they go all the way up to big. Anything that has like the plus and minus in the build screen, you can extend. There's 2 people in chat that I've been drunk with before right now. Actually, technically there's 4. There's quite a few people in chat actually that I've had drinks with in person. Interesting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7 people in chat right now that I've met in person and had drinks with. I've met your viewers in person. You meet your viewers in person? They're generally pretty cool. I haven't been mugged yet. Of meeting streamers in person or meeting other viewers in person? It's no scarier than like meeting up with somebody from a dating app, except there's no like interest in dating, which makes it easier, actually. Must have been drunk? Yeah, definitely Krames. I've never met Krames. I'm not name calling people. Yeah, no, I actually had a viewer once who literally reached out. He's like, I'll be in Vancouver for like 6 hours. Like, it was like out of nowhere. He's like, I'm driving through Vancouver. Like, do you want to go grab a beer? And I was like, yes. You stole my wallet when you went that you were ordering? Yeah. To be fair, that probably wouldn't be too hard to do. Ponce is definitely the most recent person I've had drinks with. It's not like we met in person 1 week after showing up in chat. You'd known me for a few years before. Yeah, no, absolutely. You'd known me for like, we'd talked online on and off for like a good 2.5 years, I'd say. And then we went and saw Papa Roach. And it was great. A couple years later, we saw Ghost. Fun times. I don't think I've ever gotten Ponce. To be fair, you got yourself banned from that bar. I didn't do that to you. So people don't like get kicked out of places just because I'm around. If somebody decides to puke all over the floor in a bar in the back, that's the other person's fault. Also, I need to be importing some beer. Drink. Quotes. Yes, but there's no correlation here. Usually it's me who's just like the absolutely messed up inebriated one. The most impressive thing to me about that entire outing, Orange, is that I wasn't hungover the next day. Like, I was just fine. Like, I just woke up and was like, whoa, what hit me? Like, I was a little sleepy. But aside from that, I just kind of got up, washed my face, took a shower, and largely was fine. The gist I get, though, is Orange wasn't so well off after that. But yeah, I guess for me, Armin Noodle? Is that how you say that? I think. The gist for me is like, I meet up with people from Twitch because I don't have enough real life friends. Gotta get friends from somewhere, you know? Can't believe transports are locked. Fucking everything's locked behind a tech tree, man. All right, that's it. I'm copying this goddamn room. Placing that up there. Still think I like the old housing system more. What, to make friends? Ramen noodle? Oh, is it a ramen noodle? Oh, jeez. I read it as arms and noodles. It's interesting. I don't believe I've ever met somebody who uses an app to find friends. I just accept that I have no friends. After what happened last time. Yeah, I'm pretty happy I just went with my little bowl of rice. Also, I'm looking forward to you ending up in Vancouver, Orange, so that we can actually go get good sushi and ramen. No offense to the place that you took me to, but oh my god. You're in NYC, it's a popular thing to do. It's really sad. That's the world that we live in. It's no personal attacks intended, but that's really sad. Because you had no times otherwise? I mean, that's partially what's sad, because, like, that's usually if people have no time, usually means that work-life balance is fucked. It's usually the cause for that, and generally the issue. Yeah, and food usually goes downhill at restaurants over time, as they try and cut costs and save money. Quality go down. Still confused as to why they use this route to get forward and back, but this will be the first year having the grain farms up and running again. Personally, you just suck at keeping work-life balance. Actually got a good balance. Got a good balance's issue is you keep playing Songs of Sticks instead of talking to people. I don't know how an app's gonna improve that then, though. That's true. I don't know. I feel like the problem is these things, phones, have made people very uninterested in talking to other people in public. And it's not inherently an issue, aside from then, because people, like, socialization is it's a skill. It's something that, like, you learn, right? You learn to talk to people, right? And if we spend all this time forgetting how to communicate and how to socialize and how to be around other people, and then this is also the solution to the problem, that's a bad thing. Like, genuinely, that is kind of an awful outcome, in my opinion. But let's work on more fruit farms. But I'm just babbling. I'm not going after anybody in particular. And if you found a solution to the said problem, take it. But it's still a problem. And if the solution to the problem is also part of the problem, that's a terrifying place to be. Wait, you got called a freak for offering someone your seat on the bus? What? And the solution is alcohol and getting rid of everyone else? That's a one-step ticket to depression, my friend. Many people. No, for me, I mean the solution is smoke weed and stream video games on the internet. Hope to see more. Cheers. Ramen noodle. We'll be around. Same thing. Except that's a life-ending problem for many, right? I feel like there was a very big implied kappa at the end of Madman's message. Mad is one of those people where whenever you're in my chat, I just assume you're being heavily sarcastic. I read everything you write in a sarcastic tone, yeah. Your solution is your dog and expecting people to tell you to shut up when needed? You know, honestly, Dogs are the only reason I'm genuinely mad that I can't drive, because it's really hard to own a dog here if you can't drive, because you really can't bring them on public transit. Unless it's like a tiny dog and you have a backpack to put it in. Because like I feel like if I had the ability to transport a dog, I would get one, but I don't. Also, someone got beaten up and killed. Or is currently bleeding out after a fight. Well, what a way to die. Just left outside for multiple days to bleed out. I do have a physician, but I guess that's more for diseases. This thing. Yeah, it's the same as here, but like, I don't really like tiny dogs. I find tiny dogs supremely annoying. I definitely saw dogs on the metro when I was down there that, or over there, I guess, that certainly just get normal workplace safety. Yeah, I certainly ran into dogs that were on public transit that didn't have anybody watching them at all. We're gonna import wood and charcoal now. Okay, let's start selling stuff off that I can actually get rid of. Hey, Obsidian. Dog should be knee-high? Sure. And the second it's knee-high, then it's like, at that point, it's hard to carry. Especially in a carrier on public transit. Well, that just needs furniture. What, like a vest that you can put a dog on? I just assumed, Orange, that dogs were allowed on public transit out in Montreal when I was out there because everybody had dogs, it seemed like. I saw a lady with a fucking cat. Just like on her shoulder on public transit, so. Here it's like instant fine. Like literally instant fine if you have a dog on public transit. What, like dog carriers? Oh, what, tactical doggy vests? Yeah, that's silly. I mean, I don't want to live where I live anymore. I still want to live in Vancouver. I don't want to live in this part of the Vancouver area. I don't want to live in Surrey anymore. Because when I moved here, rent was cheap, which is why I moved here. Problem is there's zero nightlife here. And there's zero young people here, unless you're heavily religious or East Indian. So there's like if I want to do anything, I have to leave this part of the town. And as I joke with my neighbor, who's lived here for large portions of his life, living in Surrey is a cock block. Just living here is a cock block because there's 0% chance anybody's going to be willing to hang out with you if they hear that you're out from out here, unless you're willing to go hang out with them. It's like literally like a net 0% chance that people are going to be willing to trek all the way out here. And it's very much the case. It's kind of the same as living in Abbotsford, as nobody wants to go to Abbotsford. So, gonna try and move next year if I can afford it. Just to get to public transit? I mean, public transit isn't an issue. Unless you're in Abbotsford. Then you have to drive for 40 minutes to get to public transit. I'm just tired of being out here. That's your current situation? That sounds sucky, dude. I'm sorry. Car dependency blows. Fumes. Into the atmosphere. Mostly. So we're exporting hides. I just don't have enough to sell. Guess I could crank up the amounts that we sell, but then we'll run out real quick. Yeah, that was pretty close to what I used to do. I used to leave work at 7 for a 10 p.m. shift start. Well, that's pretty similar or comparable to what I used to do, Matt. Not even that long ago, either. I mean, I still made my point, Orange. Change the schedule. The previous manager would have them work 10 p.m. Well, 10 p.m. and then schedule them for 6 a.m. to work. That's barely legal. That's ridiculous. I know that's legal, but fuck, that sucks. Did this manager just hate the person or something? Like, Christ. Actually, you know what? Let's just... You know what? Fuck it. Let's actually cancel this building up here because I thought that that one was done. I can copy it in later. I was doing it to all employees, but only for work the night shift most of the time. Oh, that sucks still. It sounds like that person shouldn't have had a job. If you're going to schedule people with 8 hours between, especially people with more than a 2-hour commute, that's ridiculous. You did replace that manager, so they did get removed from their job? I'm just hoping you didn't replace them and they moved up. But yeah, no, that's definitely a very much anti-work situation. That sucks. Welcome back, Pablo. Hope your afternoon's been good. To a small phone stall. Is that like a nice way of saying office? Or a mean way of saying office? What's a phone stall? Oh, Quill's been playing this recently. That's why people are suddenly asking me about it. That makes a lot of sense now. Oh, like a... Okay, I got you. Yeah, fuck him. Screw that person. In regards to the person who got moved to a phone stall. I'm assuming that's just a completely different industry. And we keep getting so many injuries. It's like, I literally like spent the research points on workplace safety game. You know, honestly, I want to say that the capitalist equivalent of being sent to a gulag is being sent to one of those tiny little stalls in a mall. It was actually last time I checked where my ex was working. Is that one of those mall stalls? Now that's just plain sad. I thought this was a young person being an asshole. But if it's an older person, that's just sad.